actually, whilst I record this, I might do a bit of knitting, and I thought you guys could join along with me if you want. I'm working on the sweater that I was talking about. My boyfriend has asked for a really big size, even though he's not a big size, so I'm really frustrated. This is just the back. It fits around me like a jacket. So a lot of hard work has gone into that. Those 3 repeats. It's about 6 days work right there. So but anyway, I've got my knitting and I've got my little iPad full of notes, as you can see here. So let's get on with the video. Okay, so the first thing that I really want to do is knit the porcelain sweater. I've seen it all over TikTok, but I haven't been confident enough to do any colour work or, you know, Fair Isle. I mean, I have done colour work in knitting like once before, but it didn't go well, and I've only done striped colour work where you do like one block this, one block that, but I've never actually done like stranded colour work or anything like that, so I thought that would be really interesting to try. And I've seen a lot of people do it and it just looks so pretty, if I'm honest. I'm also on my natural fibre journey this year, so it will be interesting to actually knit a jumper for myself which will be very warm instead of having a very, very warm acrylic. Next thing that I want to do, as I mentioned, colour work, I want to do some Fair Isle, and that also includes a lot of vintage knitting, because I've seen a lot of amazing vintage colour work patterns which include berets, scarves, jumpers, things like that. Then after that, I really want to do the Dagmar sweater. I watched an entire video on that. I can't remember who it was by, but if I do, I'll link it down below, and it looked so beautiful. I really this year want to make myself a zipped jumper or cardigan. Well, no, it wouldn't be a cardigan with it. A jumper with a zip on it. Sometimes I get too hot but don't want to take my jumpers off, so that would be quite nice. And as I said, I want to work with some more natural fibres, so honestly the Dagmar sweater by Petite Knit just looks so nice to do. But watching that one video, it did seem a bit complicated on the zipper part, but honestly that's not a problem. I will figure it out as I go. I also really am excited to do some socks. I have some sock yarn which I got from the shop Lidl, and oh my god, I just got the itch. And I think one of the main problems actually is that it's taken me so long to do. I mean, I'm quite a quick knitter, so even something like this won't take me like 6 months, it'll take 2 or 3. But I've got the itch, so I'm already in the mindset of autumn. I also want to do a lot of knitting inspired by the TV show All Creatures Great and Small, because honestly the patterns are so beautiful. I will put some pictures up here of them, but oh my god, the ones that Helen wears, if you've seen All Creatures Great and Small, or even if you haven't, Helen is one of the main characters, and she's a real girl boss farmer's daughter, and she, oh my god, her patterns that she wears are just so beautiful, and I really want to knit them myself. If I can find the patterns, that's going to be a video for another day. I want to do the Victory Beret by Tasha Moss. I saw Retro Claude do that years ago, and I was recently watching her videos again, and I saw it and I was like, oh my god, that's so beautiful. And I really want to do it. I mean, I could use the yarn which I bought for my birthday, but it's not 100% wool. It's a big mixture, and I don't know whether that's not a good idea to use. I mean, it won't be the end of the world if I put a bit of acrylic in there. So I also want to do the Sophie scarf and make a video about that, because there's a lot of hype around it, and I've waited till the hype's died down, but I really want to know what the hype is all about. I also want to do more Halloweeny knits than I normally do. So in the past I have made like a pumpkin, a ghost, you know, amigurumi type things, but I would really love to make like a Halloween blanket or a Halloween jumper. That would be really cool. I also want to make a pattern by Susan Crawford, and it's a Christmas jumper which I've wanted to make for years. I did originally see it on Ravelry and it was £6, but then I bought the entire book, and the book was like £8, so I'm glad I bought that book. But I just really want to make it. Now I can't justify spending £12 a skein on the yarn that it recommends, but I'm really interested in trying some different yarns. I've heard a lot of people say Jamieson's and Smith's is a good one for that, because I was reading the Ravelry finished project section, and Jamieson's and Smith seems to be quite common, but also Knit Picks was quite a common one. I'm also really excited to make a more adventurous blanket, because last year I made a Christmas blanket for myself. It was the, I don't know how to say this brand, Cedar Christmas Cal that was happening last year, the gingerbread blanket. I still haven't finished that, still going with it. I hopefully will get it finished before Christmas, but I really want to finish that. I also want to do some more, shall we say, very, very vintage knitting, antique actually, some Victorian knitting. I also really fancy recreating some knitting projects from TV in the autumn theme. So I've seen a lot of people try and recreate Gilmore Girls. That's not something I'm particularly into, but I would love to recreate the jumper from Coraline and the gloves from Coraline. And I would also like to make like a jumper inspired by Beetlejuice, which I saw someone a channel called the Gretaverse do in the vintage style, which I thought would be so cool to do, but I don't think I'd do it vintage. And yeah, so that is my plans for the rest of this year. I've done one row of this. It's literally a blanket at this point, but yeah. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I am so glad for your company, and let me know down in the comments what your plans are. I'll see you later. Bye.